Platteville and New London were the only two theaters in Wisconsin to air the interview today. We sent Newsread's Matthew Simon to the Millennium Cinema in Platteville for today's showing, and I know unlike some other places, they didn't have to beef up security here.
Right, the owner tells us, the owner of this cinema, it is called the Millennium Cinema there that Michelle mentioned. The owner is saying no issues at all reported beyond a great deal of interest behind the controversial comedy. As we told you, it depicts the assassination of North Korea's leader, and in fact that controversy surrounding the movie's release was the primary decision why many of you actually decided to go today.
Interview, all right. That's in number 6. Interview is in number 6.
While you might expect the 80 or so headed into Platteville's Millennium Cinema 6.
Interview is in number 6. Thank you.
To watch the interview's 4 p.m. showing to answer why, like this.
It just seemed like a good comedy movie with Seth Rogen and James Franco.
Most of this crowd was not young.
Just to send a message that this has to happen.
Their actual answer.
Honestly, with everything going on and the fact that North Korea, what's going on in the news right now, this just seemed more fascinating.
Often passionately political.
This is what our Americans, our boys and women, fight for in other countries and against oppression of all types.
Fighting is something many of these audience members know about. They're veterans.
Once you sabotage our country, we're going to kick back. Anything I can do to these commies to upset them, I'm going to go for it.
Just, to say, back to Korea.
Theater owner Dwayne DeYoung says the reaction surprised him and has actually meant some early internet sales.
Those people in particular, thank me for having the movie and that kind of thing, so I think they might have some political inclinations.
Political inclinations. Exactly why some of these moviegoers are spending their Christmas with the interview.
We just wanted to wish Kim Jong-un a Merry Christmas.
That woman right there making the more than hour trip from Brooklyn, Wisconsin, just to see this movie. We heard from many of out-of-towners today headed into the theater. One man you heard from there from South Florida chose this movie over the movie his family was seeing at the Platteville Theater. The owner tells us these pre-internet sales made up for about 20 seats. Now, it did not mean for a massive sale here. They didn't have a sale out like some places across the country, but he says about a third of ticket sales today actually were accounted for this movie, the interview.
Still, it's interesting. A lot of people who may not have planned to see the movie went today.
Yeah, and it was really interesting to see this crowd here. We saw a lot, as we said, older folks here. You don't often see those folks going to a movie like this, so this crowd very different and definitely had a message.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Matthew.